boats, keys, yoga. Alright, welcome back here to Chaos Hills in Cities Skylines 2 next to our downtown. Maybe you guessed it, yeah, we want to build a nice bustling waterfront next to our downtown neighborhood here in Cities Skylines 2. So welcome back, it's episode 56 already in Chaos Hills, and we already want to start. And I already laid out some roads. We want to get rid of all the trees as we always do, so we can see what we work with. And then I want to start with a nice tourist attraction here at the end of our new waterfront district, just to bring in some people, just to attract people from all over the world to come into our city of Douglas, which is one of our two cities on this map. And I added some parking lots right here, right at the waterfront. I just want to adjust the height of it so we have a nice even space here. I do this with the good old Move It mod, and we just adjust the height of this avenue in the back as well, so we have a little height difference between the alley and the avenue, but this is fine. We can make this work, we can make this look good with a little bit of height difference. Will make this district even more interesting. So let's get rid of the terrain which we don't want to have right here, and add some key walls to this avenue, make everything nice and smooth, and then we are already done. I added a little bit of a connection to this main avenue. I don't know how good the idea is, but we need a connection. I mean, this avenue gets very busy from time to time. It's the main avenue through the downtown, leading from the downtown to the highway to the midtown. But anyway, we will work with it and we will deal with the traffic when it comes to it. For now, it looks all right, I think. We have some people parking here. And if you like what you see, by the way, while I detail up the speech, you can consider giving this video a like and maybe you subscribe as well to my channel. Thanks so much. I do Cities Skylines 2 mainly, tutorials and Let's Plays. Okay, and next to our city beach, I think it is about time to add a little marina. We will add 2 marinas today. So we start with the first one. It's not the biggest, but it is a marina. I grabbed some stuff from ramps to boats. So we have a nice look of this new marina. We have the ferry stop on the other side of this key wall road right here. So I think this fits good. And of course, this is only decorational. And talking about decoration, we can maybe add a little lighthouse right here and some boulders underneath the lighthouse. So we have a little something right here to make it even look more interesting on this spot. I think this is a good idea. What do you think? Do you like my new tiny marina? And when it comes to those weird spaces underneath some train tracks with some weird shapes, it's always a good idea. By the way, what is the train doing? Let's ignore this train anyway. Always a good idea to fill it with some parking. This time I will add some EV parking so people can charge the cars in a very convenient spot here between the downtown and the marina. And you can see already people using it. Let's add some pillars around it. We can maybe add a little kiosk right here and some seating just to fill in the space. Very good. We will add some details to it as well, and then I think this is a nice space filler right there. Let's go to the other side of the road, back to the beach. I want to add some invisible path right here, so we maybe see some people walking on the beach. And then I had the idea, because I have the nice cool citizen pack from Sully, and I have the yoga animation citizens, so this is maybe a cool spot for some morning or evening yoga right here in the heart of our city for some healthy citizens who want to do some yoga. So anyway, we added the yoga guys. I think this is a cool little detail. And now let's go in and add some buildings to our waterfront area right here. I grabbed those waterfront style buildings mainly. We have some different stuff. We can slice those together, so they have a nice cool shake if you slice 4 of those guys together. For example, for this house or for this arrangement next to the 4 building style, we can only go with 3 because we don't have enough space, but this is fine. We can add a little something to this free space. And I was thinking of using one of my decal packs. By the way, if you don't know, I have some decal packs on PDX mods. I will link those in the description. And this time I will use my seafood restaurant, Captain Chirpy's right here. We can add a little outside seating in the back of this building. We can add some invisible path again, add some people to it. So we have a nice Captain Chirpy's seafood, the freshest food from yesterday, right here in the back of these buildings between the avenue and the building. And maybe it's not the nicest spot, but it's a very central spot. Okay, you can't see the beach, but maybe it's a little cheaper. It's a second row restaurant, so this is fine, I think. Anyway, let's detail this place up. We can add some vans or some trucks to it with some lettering right here and just a little bit of detail. You know, I love my detail. If you know me, you know I love to detail from time to time a little bit here and there. So let's do this real quick. And if you like Captain Chirpy's, by the way, you can grab a whole song. I have a whole Captain Chirpy song on my Discord. You can download it. I have the lyrics. So if you want to join my Discord and chat with me and listen to the Captain Chirpy song, you can do this, of course. The link is again in the video description. Okay, next to those houses, I think we can add a little factory. We can imagine maybe a fish factory or seafood factory, something like this. Just a little one. I hope this won't disturb the people that much. And of course, we need a district name. So let me know. It's now Ravenwood Crossing. And of course, we can rename it. If you have any ideas for this Marina Waterfront district, let me know. Leave your idea in the comments. Would love to hear those. And now let's detail up the little fish seafood factory or whatever it is. What could it be? You can, of course, leave your ideas in the comments as well. And now let's get back to this touristy, towery thing and detail up the area around it. I will, of course, add another ferry stop. I think this makes sense. We can extend our ferry line from here to there. We just can add another stop and bring some tourists in by ferry. Is the plan at least. Now, this is looking good so far. And next to the ferry stop, I think it is an idea to add another marina. I won't show the whole process again, but there we go. We have a little second marina right here in our area, and we could maybe get away with a little bit of parking next to the touristy spot. I want to use the whole area for some recreation. We can add this nice park. Maybe there's a restaurant inside this park, and we can add some pathways so people can walk everywhere here. I just want to add maybe some individual path again, so everything is nice and connected. And then we go in with some surface work, of course, so we make it look as nice as we possibly can. And I think it will come together. I hope, at least. Some lights to finish it off, and I think this came together pretty good. And in front of the park touristy area right here, I thought we could maybe bring in some buses from the neighboring town. So for now, I add 2 bus stops right here. I will add some bus lane surface on top of the actual alleyway, and then I want to add a new bus line coming from the neighboring town. I think it's called Harrow. And add a new bus route to the neighboring town, and maybe some tourists will come in by bus directly to our new tourist attraction is the idea. Let's detail up just a little bit. Again, invisible path is my favorite tool to go. You know that if you know me. And then we can add another bus line. We can make it maybe white is the idea. Maybe not orange. Orange is the train line. Come on, Chaos Fun. Come on, change it to white. Come on. Be so brave and change it to white. There we go. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me, Chaos. Thank you to listening to me. Anyway, just kidding. All right, let's rename it. It's Douglas to the other town. There we go. It's not Harrow. It's this town right here. Okay, let's turn the vehicle number a little bit down. It was a little too much. And then we want to fill in this space with another little teeny tiny city beach for now. We can, of course, in later episodes extend the beach maybe. But for now, I think this is fine just to fill in the spot, just to fill in our marina waterfront area. We can add some boulders, some grass, some trees, same as we did on the other beach. So a little more natural looking beach. And then we need to fill in the rest of the space right here. So I just want to go in with some different buildings. I think this nice hotel looks fine. I want to continue a little bit with those buildings we used earlier. We can use some of those urban promenades buildings as well. Some of those mixed buildings is fine, and then we fill in some gaps with grass and trees, a little bit overgrown here and there is the rest here. And maybe this merry-go-round can fit in right here and a little restaurant next to it. So I think this is an interesting spot, and I like the movement, the animation of the merry-go-round makes this place even more interesting. Let's add some people to it, some sitting and some standing props. So we have a nice bustling area right here in the back of this building. And now I want to go underneath the train tracks a little bit and maybe just continue a little bit with a row house pattern. We can use the Northeast American row houses as we always use here, or mostly use in our city, and this makes it look interesting. I added some parking underneath the train tracks. Look at this, all the people moving in, and I think it's turning out pretty good. And I think we're coming towards the end of our video. So how do you like my new waterfront area? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and let's take another ride with the ferry, a last ride, and then we are done for it. I'm Chaos Fun, and I will be happy to have you back here in my next video on my channel. Have a good one. Bye bye.